Imperial Leather has always stood for quality and value, and it's only fitting that Imperial Leather be associated with one of the most prestigious days on the Australian racing calendar through our sponsorship of the Imperial Leather Stakes. Imperial Leather was a major sponsor of the recent Manchester Commonwealth Games, and we have coincided our involvement on Crown Oaks Day with the Australian launch of our exciting new Imperial Leather Foam Burst hand wash. Over the Cup Carnival, the patrons here at Flemington have had the opportunity to sample Imperial Leather Foam Burst hand wash and experience this very unique product. This represents yet another of the many innovative products Imperial Leather has developed for the Australasian market. It now gives me enormous pleasure in introducing and congratulating the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd Williams, and representing Mr. and Mrs. Williams is Mr. Nick Williams. Nick?
Famous name, isn't it, in racing, Lloyd Williams and the Williams family. The horse has been taken from the mounting yard because of the heat here today. It is so hot, so he's on his way, Pearlin, back to have a hose down. Let's look at the field now for the third event, the Moed Shandon.
Number 1, Susie Gray, Scott Seamer. Scratch 2, 3, Rosa Murata, Corey Brown. Scratch 4, 5, Sinachi, Noel Callow. 6, Bridal Hill, Stephen Arnold. 7, Frangelica, Karen McAvoy. 8, Gordon's, Glenn Boss. 9, Celestia, Jim Cassidy. 10, Shah Elma, John Didham. 11, Belle Princess, Darren Beedman. 12, a scratching, 13, Lady K, Glenn Boss. 14, Miss Lala, Vlad Jurek. 15, Special Grange, Danny Nikolic. 16, Provokes, Darren Gauchi. 17, Kelchek, Brett Preble. 18, Chicky, Craig Newitt. 19, Wanchai Lady, Luke Curry.
This one always looked one of the tougher betting races on the day. Early favourite with the bookmakers, Susie Gray, a point under each way odds, and then out to Celestia, Lady K, Provokes, Bridal Hill, a point between all of them. You're sticking with Celestia, but this is a tough race, isn't it?
I'm pretty keen on Celestia here, Pat. It's opened up second pick in the betting ring here behind Susie Gray, but I think she's entitled to be favourite.
Well, Celestia at this stage, as I said, right on the each way line, but the way the betting is going, would expect her to maybe just get out a little.
Full race totes now for the Moed Shandon. 1, Susie Gray, 4.90. Scratch 2, 3, Rosa Murata, 11.90. Scratch 4, 5, Sinachi, 24.90. 6, Bridal Hill, 11.80. 7, Frangelica, 27.30. 8, Gordon's, 27.80. 9, Celestia, 5.60. 10, Shah Elma, 51.40. 11, Belle Princess, 16.80. Scratch 12, 13, Lady K, 7.10. 14, Miss Lala, 17.90. 15, Special Grange, 20.20. 16, Provokes, $8. 17, Kelchek, 46.80. 18, Chicky, 34.10. 19, Wanchai Lady, 129.60.
So 4 major horses in the market here, Susie Gray along with Celestia, Lady K and Provokes. They've drawn out wide most of those, particularly Susie Gray and Celestia, the 1,400-metre start. So they're probably going to have a bit of luck in their fast-finishing horses.
Yes, that's right. If you want to go forward from a 1,400-metre start at Flemington here, you're in trouble, because if you're out wide, you're not going to get in. But I tell you that Celestia gets back, and the 18 gate won't affect her greatly. She'll get back to the tail anyway.
Well, she's 5.60 at the moment. I get the opinion you're going to give her a bit of a push, are you?
I am. I'm going to tip Celestia. I think she's the one to beat. I liked her win at Caulfield. Sean Bartholomew agrees with me. Graham Sampieri's gone for number 6, Bridal Hill. So
Celestia with a couple, and Bridal Hill, who wasn't a bad run behind Provokes at her last start, 4th, first up in Sydney. It's hard to believe on a day like today, but horse racing is not all glamour and champagne. It's as much about pre-dawn starts and hard work. Francis Murphy spoke to the partners of some of the industry's busiest people.
Are you going to win on Saturday? You? I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. Jenny Hawkes admits she doesn't know much about horses. She leaves that to her husband of 33 years, trainer John Hawkes, and her 2 sons, Michael and Wayne.
And how do you cope with all those early mornings? Oh, well, I cope fine because I'm in bed when John goes, but he goes about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Like most trainers' wives, Jenny's role is to make sure everything else in the household runs smoothly. She also knows the horses come first.
Oh, they're everything. He's just a true horseman. They come first, second and third.
It's a unique lifestyle and one that Sam Lawson, wife of Melbourne-based trainer Dean, has learnt to love.
We're in bed by about 7:30 and then the alarm starts going about 3.
It's a family affair for the Lawsons. Sam keeps the books, looks after clients on race days, and she's a part owner of the current stable star, Cool Trent.
He says I'm his worst owner. And
it's rare for jockey Darren Gauchi to find the time to work around the house, let alone spend time with wife Karen and their 4 children.
The kids and myself have sort of got to a stage where you just evolve into it, and regardless of what the hours are.
A former teenage star of TV's Young Talent Time, Karen says racing is a lot like show business. The couple met 20 years ago when Darren was a guest on the show. But one thing she'll never quite get used to is the danger her husband faces every time he goes to work.
With the warden, hello, one's gone through the inside rail there, greeting.
But now I've learnt to accept the fact that you just can't. It's his job. It's dangerous, and a lot of sports are dangerous.
At least former jockey Marie Payne knew what she was getting herself into when she married Brett Preble.
People don't realise the hours of work behind the scenes. You know, Brett rides track work in the morning, he sweats, he doesn't eat a lot, he doesn't have a great social life.
But the big wins are worth it, and Marie wouldn't have it any other way.
That's my life. You know, that was my life before I married Brett, and I don't know any other life, so, you know, we both love that lifestyle, I guess.
Now for a contrast. I don't think Wayne Cooper gets up that early and looks after horses in the morning, but I tell you what, he knows all about fashion.
Here I am with Michelle and Charmaine from the fashion label D. Charmaine. Now, tell me, girls, are these your creations you're wearing today?
Yes, they are. They are. Michelle's got a beautiful outfit. It's in the silk dupion. It's like a Spanish flamingo with a front and neck trimming. It's quite nice. And this is my outfit. It's the skirt and top with the hanky and waist hanky. So as you see, we go for a bit of a different look with all our outfits, like a bit of colour and just something to stand out and be noticed in.
Fantastic. Well, we'll be looking for you and more of your creations today out on the field.
Fantastic.
Thanks a lot.
Who do you think is the L'Oreal Paris face that stops the nation? Call this number, follow the prompts, and vote for either 1, Leanne, 2, Catherine, 3, Chantel, 4, Rhiannon, or number 5, Janine. Whoever is voted the L'Oreal Paris face that stops the nation will become the ambassador for the 2003 Melbourne Cup Carnival. Just by calling, you'll go into the draw to win a fabulous trip for 2 flying with Qantas to the home of L'Oreal, Paris. The L'Oreal Paris face that stops the nation. Call now. You be the judge, you be the winner.
Life is a flower.
Day for hats, isn't it? Fun and glamour. So hot here today, but everybody having a terrific time. And just a little while before the horses come into the mounting yard for the next race on the program, the Moet and Shandon, a chance to catch up with Naomi Robson.
Yes, I'm here with Dom Bagnato. He's known as the godfather of menswear. I know that was a while back. But it's traditionally Ladies' Day, but a lot of blokes come along. It's almost Blokes' Day these days, isn't it? Yeah. So how does a man stand out on a day like today in a sea of suits?
Well, I think an appropriate way to do it is introducing colour to the outfit, either wearing something lighter, maybe not to the extreme that I've gone, but definitely introducing colour with shirts, ties, and even in the outfit. It's appropriate for a day like today.
Yes, men's suits are actually quite expensive, so is it a good idea to say start with a vibrant shirt and tie?
Yes, it is. The best way to do it is start with a shirt and tie, because that's the most powerful thing outside, especially a dark suit, but then introduce a colour that's appropriate for you and a fit that's appropriate for you.
And what I've noticed is no hats on men this year.
No, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have them, if you like. It's up to the person.
We'll see how the boys go today. Thank you, Dom.
Pleasure, thank you.
Always good to get a tip on the racecourse, not only about the horses. Speaking of the horses, we're building towards the Crown Oaks. Let's have a look at the update.
Number 1, Macedon Lady, $2.90. 2 Hierogram, $5.70. 3 Lashed, $6. 4 Fuji Dancer, $6.60. 5 Soprana, $19.20. 6 It's Houdini, $16.90. 7 Antique, $28.80. 8 Millanova, $24.20. 9 Bullaborghese, $22.60. 10 Unzipped, $26. 11 Make Me Strong, $33.90. 12 Shalang, $68.50. 13 Fuji Sea Rocks, $105.40. And 14 Desert Traveller, $63.50.
Macedon Lady, the favourite at $2.90 at the moment. Well, later today, the tearaway frontrunner Lavender lines up in the Crown Cup. In the Herald Sun's racing form guide, just 2 words are used to describe him: serial pest. Paul Crawley caught up with Dennis Walters only to discover his methods of training are every bit as unconventional as the way the horse races.
Back the other way. Come on. And canter. Come on. Come on. Good boy. That's good, Rust. We'll make you a star yet, mate.
Dennis Walters admits his methods are unconventional, and for that, he makes no apologies.
So you can see by that demonstration that he's anything but an unhinged gelding like he's been labelled in the press. He's a great horse, you've just got to work with him instead of against him. Well, if this is a dog of a racehorse, give me a kennel full, because I'd love a kennel full of horses like this, because when he goes out, he's always going to try his heart out, and if things go well, you know, he's going to be there at the finish.
But in the Geelong Cup, that wasn't the case.
But Lavender, in his favourite role, went down to the judge, led by 2.
After setting up a tearaway lead, Old Rusty's run ended in the home straight.
Lavender now putting up the white flag at the turn.
Beaten the best part of 25 lengths by the eventual Melbourne Cup winner, Media Puzzle.
He might finish down the track, but I tell you what, at the end of the day, it's always the time that they've run. Media Puzzle broke the track record by half a second in the Geelong Cup. He's just, he just wants to go. Just wants to put the pedal to the metal. Just about everything I do with this bloke is unconventional, including his racing pattern. Sometimes I get multi-grain bred, and that's even better.
And while some people say Lavender is a serial pest, in his trainer's eyes, he's a star who simply loves to run.
It's amazing what some people can do when you find the right button to push, you know? Yeah. And it's the same with this horse. He's a legend as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he's a 9-year-old. He's having his 84th start today, Lavender, and he's number 14 in race 8, the Crown Cup. Have I talked you into backing him, Richard?
No, I think that that little piece said it all.
29 degrees outside at the moment, so building up and going towards that 33 expected maximum. Moet and Shandon. Susie Gray loves a fast, hard track. She's got a bit of class, this mare. She won the Swettenham Stud in Adelaide, was 4th in the QTC in Queensland and 9th in the Stradbroke. Not a bad run last night in the Tristock in 8th place.
Yes, you've only got to spit on the track, and Susie Gray does not like it. She won't stretch out. She's a strong finisher. She gets back. She's drawn the 14 alley. That won't affect her because she'll be coming off the back of the field. Just depends whether the race is run to suit her and how she's feeling.
3 Rosa Murata in good form. 3rd in the Tessio Stakes. Won the Bell of the Turf at Gosford. Likes to get up near the lead.
Yes, she does. She got on top of the pace in the Tessio and kept going pretty well. And, you know, that was behind Gentle Genius, and that's pretty good form. And before that, the win at Gosford was strong. So she's there with a chance.
Sonachi will be at odds. Has won at Flemington over 1,400. Probably best at Caulfield. Was 30-1 last start. 14th in the Tristar.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about the first up effort in the Dubai Plate at Caulfield when she ran last. But she didn't improve much at the second start, and she'd have to improve plenty from the Barrier 1.
Bridal Hill's got a bit of class. She was 2nd in the CUNY Stakes here and 2nd in the Mercedes-Benz at Sandown on their Cup Day or their Classic Day. Good run behind Provokes first up.
Yeah, it was a good run, and she goes well second up. 3 runs second up for 2 wins. So I think that's pretty good form. Obviously being set by Gerald Ryan for a second up go. Drawn barrier 9. It's not an ideal barrier, but I think she can overcome it. She ran with a big weight last start.
Frangelica's a bit tricky. She has raced well here in the past. Last start 5th at Geelong behind Boys Talk.
Yes, sometimes she needs an analyst, Frangelica, just to know what she's going to do. If she turns it on, she's got the ability. If she doesn't, it won't matter how well she's going. She's second up today. She doesn't have a great second up record either.
Let's go down to Greg Radley, who's down there with Paul Perry and Jim Cassidy.
Yes, we've got the Celestia team down here. Paul Perry couldn't have been more impressive at Caulfield.
No, run was terrific, Terry. Great. She, you know, got back and just had one swoosh in them and one real nice.
All right. Now, the jockey's got a bit of a job today from 18.
He's the man for the job, and none better.
All right. Well, Jimmy Cassidy's right here as well. What are you going to do from 18?
Probably, you've got to go back. We rode it quiet at Caulfield, so, you know, you've got a good run in here. Ali's not going to be too disadvantaged. I just hope they run along and make it a truly, you know, true 7 and give me the chance to get home over the top of them like I did at Caulfield.
All right, good luck, team.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks,
one of the favourites, so getting the good oil. 8 Gordon's interesting. First up form is not bad. 2 starts a win. She's first up today. She's won a cup in New Zealand over 2200 and was 5th in the Wellington Cup.
Yes, and 2 starts back, which was a while back in April, did win the Hawke's Bay Cup, beating Sent Home and Prize Gem. There's 2 handy horses. First up at 1400 metres, but it has won first up at 1400 metres before.
Here's Celestia. We just spoke to the trainer and the jockey prior to the race. Terrific win at Caulfield. Has won 3 out of her last 4.
Yeah, not much that can be added to that. It says it all. That win was strong from the back as well. She's going to have to race from the back again because she's drawn barrier 18, but the Pumper's the man for the job.
10 Sharauma, 8th at Werribee, 4th at Toowoomba before that, so she's down from Queensland. She's only had the 1 win in the last 20 months.
Yeah, Sharauma. Back on the back of that second last placing of Werribee, beaten 6.5 lengths. Oh, I just can't have her.
Belle Princess won at Flemington in February over this distance. Last start was in the placing, second at Bendigo over a mile, over 1600.
Yeah, led on that occasion. And wasn't a bad run, that. And from the barrier 5, I think Darren Beedman can give us some lightweight chance.
Lady K's in the market, 6th at Caulfield, and then not bad in the Tessio, 7th. Her 1400 metre form, 2 starts, 2 wins.
I've been tipping her in Sydney, Lady K, thinking that she could break through for a race. She's come to Melbourne and let me down twice now, but they were inconclusive because she hasn't had much luck. Just has to get some luck today.
Miss Lala won at Flemington on New Year's Day this year. 4th at Werribee over 1400. She likes to get near the pace.
She does, and she's drawn the right gate for it, barrier 2. She does race well here at Flemington. She's had a couple of good efforts here. 6 starts at the track for a win, a second and a third.
Special Granger drawn the outside barrier. That's not going to help her in the big field. Did win at Flemington 3 starts ago over this journey.
You shudder when those barrier draws come out as a trainer and you draw 19 at the 1400. Second last at Moonee Valley in the Tessio behind Gentle Genius. She was outclassed there and she'll have to lift significantly here.
Provokes as well bred. Octagonal and the Damn Excited Angel. That is really good breeding, and she's coming to the fore. She's won 3 out of 8 and her recent form has been very, very good.
Yes, a very good win at Randwick at the last start. She travelled last throughout in a slowly run race and was able to get home over the top of them. So the form before that behind Gwendolyn also good. John Hawkes wouldn't have brought her here if he didn't think she had a good chance.
It's been a little push for 17 Curl Check, only 8th behind Boys Talk at Geelong first up. Ran 2nd here in July and was 4th in the Creswick in June.
Second up record's very good here. Distance record is good as well. So Kelchik is with some chance from the Tony Noonan stable. Brett Preble out of barrier 12, eh?
Bart Cummings has 2 runners today. This is the first of them. Chicky was 10th in the Tessio. She ran 8th in this race last year.
Beautifully turned out, Chicky. Craig Newitt will take the mount from barrier 3. Behind Gentle Genius was outclassed again. It was an average effort and she'll have to lift.
And 19 One Shy Lady getting a run, the 3rd emergency. Luke Curry to ride. 3 starts back, 1 at Doomben over a similar distance.
Now One Shy Lady races back. She's drawn one of the outside gates, but that won't affect her. She'll get back. It just matters whether the pace is strong enough for her to run on.
Well, let's go down to Alan Bailey, the trainer of Susie Gray, with Pete Donegan.
Alan Bailey, Susie Gray's definitely amongst the chances here, but gee, it'd be nice if you could draw a barrier at some stage.
Yeah, it would be, but she'll get back, so we think that won't affect her too much today. She'll get back in the field and hopefully get a posse somewhere near the lace, come home all right, yeah.
She has worked home really well in her past couple of runs.
Yeah, last couple of runs. Just the only little query we got, the ground will be good for her, is the 57. That'll be the only query we got for her today, but she's nice and fit and she should run a good race.
Wonderful day here, isn't it? I know that, you've been to Flemington many times and had winners here, but this carnival just seems to get better each year.
Seems to get bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, hopefully it'll get bigger for you in about 10 minutes' time. Alan Bailey, good luck.
Good, thanks, Peter.
Susie Gray actually won on this same day last year. She won the Greys race over the same journey, so maybe history can repeat itself. So the horses are about to go out to the barrier for the Moet and Shandon. This year, we're celebrating 40 years of fashions on the field. And back in 1962, Margaret Gordian was the first winner. There have been many changes since.
As you just walked onto the course, you didn't enter. You didn't go up to somewhere and say, I want to be in fashions on the field. Somebody came and just tapped you on the shoulder and said, look, would you like to be, in the fashions on the field for today? It was very important that you had the gloves, the matching handbag, the matching shoes. It wasn't too short, and the hat, it didn't have to be the same colour, but it had to match and go with one another. At the time, we didn't do the parade like they do now, which I think is lovely because so many more people can appreciate it. So they took us up to, it could be the committee room, but it was somewhere up on top of the old stand. And they had a judging panel. There were the four of us at the end. And so there was very many moments of nervous judging. I thought, I've got this close, I'd really love to win. When they announced that I'd won, I just couldn't believe it. And so I went home with a new car. Can you imagine? This year, I'm going to be a judge on Oaks Day for the final of Fashions on the Field, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Winning Fashions on the Field the very first time, it gave me a career which encumbered 12 years in modelling, fashion, radio and television, so it was a very, very wonderful opportunity for me.
His Macedon lady has made the trip from Macedon Lodge today. She does look a bit hot, doesn't she? She's the $2.90 favourite at the moment for the Crown Oaks. Wonderful filly.
A little bit of skin off there on her hip. Now, that's something they do in float. She's obviously not the best traveller in the world, but you can see that she's had a little bit of a sweat. You see a little pink mark on her hip? That's where the skin's come off.
She did hit the inside running rail Cox Plate Day, didn't she?
No, she had it then too.
OK, Neil Kearney caught up with another hopeful, a trainer who hopes to win the Oaks today.
Salmonitri has It's Houdini in the Crown Oaks. And, John, this is a filly you almost gave away.
Yeah, she's been a frustrating filly to train. She's, she takes after the name I've given her. She's got that many tricks up her sleeves, but as she's got older and matured a lot more mentally and physically, she's slowly snapping out of it.
Well, John, she broke Stephen Bass's wrist. She's done a lot of sinful things. You actually had her blessed by a Catholic priest last week.
Yes, that's right, Neil. We needed all the luck we could get, and I thought that'd probably be the best way to find some.
Father Brendan Dillon went into one of your stalls, threw some holy water upon her, and he said he did it because of his admiration for you and your brother Frank, because you've both beaten cancer. It's a big story.
Yes, that's right. We've been through some hard times, but, we got through that, and we're just looking forward to winning these Group 1 races.
Why did you get her blessed?
Just a bit of luck. She just hasn't had any luck in a few of her races, and it's only the past two starts that she's had that she's been able to hit the line strong, and because of the interferences that she's had in her races. So we just, we wanted to do something to sort of to get us the good luck.
So if there's any interference from above before the Crown Oaks this afternoon, look for It's Houdini. She's had outside help.
Number 6 she is, so It's Houdini in the Crown Oaks. What a story.
Well, we used to get the plates blessed on many of our runners. Father Glasheen used to do ours, so Catholic priest doing it for the Freedmans. Work that out.
There you go. So, inspiring story, the Salonitris too, and yes. Good luck to John today. He's won a Blue Diamond. In this, Lady K's come in a bit. Celestia's still favourite, but she's just easing late. And Susie Gray had the blows. She got out about 3 points. Let's see what she is on the total. $5.40 at the moment. So there's some of the market moves for the mares. This race for 4-year-old mares and up. Over 1,400 carries, 81,000 in prize
Just looking
money.
at Bridal Hill walking around there with Stephen Arnold in the saddle. And Celestia there, the favourite, with the gold colours and the black sash.
It's a hot day. It's about 30 degrees. They do sweat up a bit. Difficult day. And we think of fillies on hot days too, don't we, at this time of the year?
Fillies tend to suffer more from it than the colts, only marginally more. And some horses will sweat every start and it won't make any difference. Some horses will break out into the smallest of sweats and fall to pieces. There's such individuals.
What about taking on fluid for a horse before the races?
There's only a certain amount you can take on. Usually when horses arrive at the track some 2 hours before the race, they won't be allowed to have a drink until after the race. Otherwise, horses sometimes fill up with water, and that's another 3 or 4 kilos. And you know what it's like to run with a belly full of water.
Not good. There's Lady K. Ron Quinton, the trainer, and Glenn Boss, the jockey. She's a finisher.
Famous colours, those of formerly of Floyd Podgornick. And Ron used to train horses for Floyd and took over the colours.
He was a dashing owner and punter, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. One of the greats on the track, Floyd. I remember him fondly.
Celestia, still the money coming. She's a fine filly. Jim Cassidy's been in very good form. He had a treble on Caulfield Cup Day and he's been riding winners since. And he's a hard man to keep down, Jim. He's had a wonderful record in the Oaks over the years. He dominated it. He won 4 in 5 years going back. And he'll be hoping for some success here today, that's for sure.
Super horseman Jim Cassidy does the unpredictable, does the unexpected, but often pulls it off.
Chicky at big odds for Bart Cummings here. But Miss Melissa ran a good race in the Cup. She finished 10th. The place getters between 6 and 10 got $80,000 in prize money. So Miss Melissa more than doubled her prize money by running 10th in the Cup. It was worth getting in.
It certainly was. There's Lady K going in. We just saw the top weight Susie Gray walk past. I'll be interested to see the run of Gordon's here. First up, 1,400 metres. It's a big effort. It's hard to do for a trainer, get a horse fit enough to run first up over the 1,400 metre trip.
$5 for Celestia, $5.40 Susie Gray, and then $7.30 for Lady K, and 16 Provokes is a very pretty filly, is at $8, and we go down to number 6 at $9.50.
Lady K giving some real trouble in the gates there. She, it wasn't Lady K, I think it was the one next door to her, who has played up rather badly, and that's Rosa Murata.
From the Rogerson stable.
I think she's okay. I don't think they're going to back out the riders back in the saddle, Corey Brown, so he's quite happy with it. The attendant's just keeping her head straight.
Well, they're just about set, so let's join Wayne Wilson for the Mowat and Shandong.
All in, set to go. The lights are flashing. Spectacular sight here at Flemington. It looks as though it's a very, very big crowd. Stand by. Racing. Great start too. Sanachi near the inside was one of the first to get going. Belle Princess, Rosa Murata showing a good turn of speed in the early stages. Miss Lala Chicky nice in handy. Provokes us out a little wide. One Child Ladies a little bit. Now getting back to midfield on the inside is Lady K, covered by Frangelica. Getting back in the field there is Susie Gray and Celestia. We expected that. They're well back. Just up in front of them is Bridal Hill. Special Grange is going back. Gordon's is back to second last. And Shah Elmer is last of all. They head up the side of the course now with 800 metres left to go. Belle Princess the outside just in front of Provokes. One Child Lady's never been on the track. Sanachi is next over on the inside, followed then by Chicky. In between horses is Miss Lala. Over on the rails is Lady K. He's going to need a little bit of luck. Kelchek is just behind Lady K. Celestia coming to the outside. Bridal Hill. Susie Gray is back third last as they head for home. Special Grange to the outside. They're in the straight, 400 metres to go. Belle Princess is just in front of Provokes, who's tackling on the outside. Here comes Special Grange. She's coming like a